Most martial artists believe that technique is king, the most important thing. I'm one of them. But it is not everything, and it is not nearly enough if you want to call yourself a fighter or if you want to walk around with confidence that you can defend yourself. What technique is a force multiplier. But if you multiply anything by zero, you get zero. Technique allows you to express the strength you already have. Okay, if you think you'll see red or you'll rise to the occasion, you're wrong. You will fall to the level of your training. And attackers may see red as well. So you're still on an even playing field there. If you expect to hurt, control, or even move someone larger than you, you need to be able to move more than your own body weight. Now, unless you're some kind of freak, this is going to require some training. Weight classes are a thing for many reasons. And the difference between weight classes is often like 5 or 10 pounds. And almost nobody fights in multiple weight classes above where they naturally sit. You are not Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather. Neither am I. So you'll need significantly more strength than it takes to move your own body weight around. You need to move yours plus the other person's. Even if it's not extra muscle, increased mass just across the board gives you more leverage. This is not about overkill, exhausting you, or putting you at risk of injury. But your true 80% effort is likely more than most people understand or have experienced. In order to fully round out and complete your training, you need two things. One, general physical attribute training, strength, endurance, speed. Okay, just raw athleticism. For this, you'll need to do multi-joint compound movements that work a large number of the muscles across your body, whether that's grinding reps or more explosive or ballistic movement. Strength needs to be trained about twice a week per major muscle group or movement for a real increase. One time a week, you'll maintain the strength you have, but you really need to hit it twice in a week. You need to expose your body to that stimulus a little more often to start growing your strength. Then there's cardio, your general lung capacity, your gas tank, and your lactic acid management in your muscles. Cardio gives you the ability to continue to fight at your peak levels. You cannot maintain good technique the more fatigued you get. Real fighting is frenetic and exhausting. You're not breathing right. You have to react to things happening around you and improvise and change direction. The longer you can maintain your good technique, the more likely you are to win the fight. The different modalities I've practiced in my life have given me huge advantages coming into things late as an adult. I was able to take 15 years off of martial arts because in that time, I became a dancer, right? Bodybuilding gave me mind-muscle connection to use the muscles that I wanted to use to the degree that I wanted to use them on command. Powerlifting gave me strength, raw nervous system strength. Becoming a dancer gave me agility, mobility, flexibility, a huge increase in body awareness of not only myself, but my space and other people around me. Cross-training in these other modalities gave me a huge leg up when I re-entered the martial arts in my 30s. And I immediately won my first competition like a month and a half into getting back into it. Remember, no matter what you do, fitness, calisthenics, martial arts, dance, you are using the same body, the same controller. If you can get good at and improve the one thing that is the common denominator between anything you might do, you can do anything. Okay, then two, your sport or art-specific strength and endurance. Now, this is going to have a greater one-to-one carryover to your main focus. This is where you hit very specific areas with the greatest need, the things that connect you to other people and the ground, your hands, wrists, feet, and ankles. Core training. Core. It is essential. Not just for martial arts, but for anything. Your core allows you to transfer the force through your body, through your spine. So you can have the most powerful arms in the world. If you can't hold it and leverage it against your spine and legs, it doesn't matter. You can't use it. It's not only about transferring force, but also about preventing the dissipation of force or the force leaking out of your weak areas. If you can stay solid in one piece, 100% of that force goes where you put it. Now, remember, I said core, not abs. Core, 360 degrees around. And not just the back, the sides, the obliques. Which means not crunches, not 60-second planks. You want to mimic the modality you're trying to improve. So if it's martial arts and fighting, you need to engage that core hard for a few seconds in bursts and then breathe in between. Now, a lot of people talk about rotational strength, which, yes, is huge. But a lot of them do not talk about anti-rotation, preventing being rotated. Again, remaining strong at the spine, at your core. Okay, a popular move for this is the Palov press, where you resist being pulled in the direction of the band or cable. It's one of my favorites, and it really works the serratus muscles, the boxer's muscle. Strong obliques are going to help you with those high kicks and bringing that leg up very quickly. And for maintaining your balance when you're up on one leg or tilted to one side. In terms of cardio, I am not really a fan of long bouts of road work like a lot of boxers do or is popularized in anime, for example. It's just a lot of high repetition impact on your joints. And for sports where you're already having heavy impact, I personally believe you should save that stress on the joints for the things that matter most. And if that's running, great. But if you're a boxer, I would prefer you save your knees. Your sport-specific cardio can look like a number of things. Hitting the heavy bag, sparring, shadow boxing. Not only is this specific cardio, but it gives you more repetitions to practice that good technique. More frequent exposure to your skill will maximize your skill development and retention. Practicing a skill for 1 hour a day, 6 days a week is far better than doing 6 hours once on a Saturday. Grip is a huge forgotten thing in the martial arts, particularly for the strikers. Obviously, the grapplers among us will already understand the necessity of training your grip. But these muscles in the forearm are the same ones that solidify your hand and your wrist and deliver all of the force from your body into your opponent. So we have a huge incentive in training this. Okay, everyone that was new, which is everyone, has had the moment where you hit something and your wrist bends. Feels awful, feels embarrassing. So get a grip. Now, it's not only grip strength that we should be working on, but grip endurance as well. Again, the jiu-jitsu players will already understand this, but if you've never had to try and hold on to somebody for 3 minutes, 5 minutes or more, it is exhausting. Okay, pretty much nobody can hang from a bar for 5 minutes, let alone hang on to someone that's struggling against them. Now, neck training is often forgotten, again, not by the grapplers and the wrestlers in the crowd, but by strikers as not only knockout resistance, but it's also crucial for using head pressure in the clinch. Plus, there's other factors like flexibility, mobility, balance, which again allow you to maximize the strength that you can use effectively. Not to mention the thing that almost everyone forgets or neglects to do injury prevention work. I call this prehab, right? It's much better putting in a little bit of time preventing the injury than, say, recovering from a pulled muscle or a surgery for weeks, months at a time. Every karate dojo has at least one, if not probably multiple people with knee injuries. You might be one of them. Karate stresses deep stances, forward knee bends, but does little to nothing with your hamstrings, which the sprinters will know is crucial for preventing knee injuries. Injury prevention often means training the opposite of the movements that we perform the most or overperform, right? Boxers throw far more forward force than they do pulling. So they should spend significantly more time outside of the boxing gym doing pulling movements to balance the body out. Most injuries happen because of instability or a muscular imbalance that tweaks you, turns you into a less than advantageous position, which then increases the risk of injury. So, how do you do this? How do you train to push your limits without going overboard? Just like any other lifting or exercise program, you periodize it. You take a block of, let's say, like 4 to 8 weeks, and you slowly ramp up. Then you peak on the very last week where you push yourself just beyond your limits. You go all out. You pick a few things that you're working on and you go for essentially a 1-rep max test. It's exactly like a fight camp, right? You start building your capacity early, and then as the weeks get closer to the fight, you narrow your focus, you increase the intensity, but you start resting more for maximum performance on that final week. Just like in a real fight, you exceed your limits, you go all out, do what you have to do your very, very best, and then you take some time off. You take a week off, you relax, you recover mentally, physically, then you start an increment higher for the next cycle. And you don't have to do everything at once. You could do a strength block and then an endurance block, and then you could do a short couple weeks of some speed work here and there. Bottom line is, you have to at least approach, if not attempt to exceed your limits, or you will not adapt or grow. You will surprise yourself if you commit to not giving up when things get uncomfortable. Most of the difficulty in hitting a 1-rep max is mental. It's psychological. It's your nervous system. If you can just observe how uncomfortable you are and hold and continue on, you will be shocked at how far you can actually go. Your body gives you the warning signs way in advance to where your true limits are. Your body does not want to adapt. Your body wants to conserve energy. And so it tells you to do so over and over. You decide. It's uncomfortable. And if you can't handle uncomfortable, you can't handle a fight or a self-defense scenario, because those will certainly be uncomfortable. Okay, if you want to be like an anime character, you have to live like one. You have to live the lifestyle, the everyday stuff, not just showing up to class and doing a couple spin kicks, doing the hard work behind the scenes at home. If you want to be Batman, you gotta start doing some Batman shit. Stop talking about the legends and be one.